I'm not in that stage of productivity. I'm in the check things off the list and then I'll come behind myself and pick up. But yeah, this one's already got a couple pods on it. There are still multiple small ones, but I started feeling really itchy, so I'm gonna wait till I have gloves. I've also got a few beets in here. What a mess. Benjamin is putting together a bouquet. Would you like to show our friends your flowers? Yeah. You're gonna arrange it differently? That's fine. Oh, that looks wonderful.
Like that two sunflowers have to be saved.
You're gonna make our home feel so lovely with those. Yeah, good job. Well, I've been pruning tomatoes after the Great Okra Massacre, and Ben has been working on flowers, and occasionally he'll just pop off. This one's perfect. I just got this row pruned and tied up. Then I came over here and got distracted. We have had another rainy week, multiple days of inches of rain. You can see here. I am not complaining. I would much rather deal with excess rain than not enough. But it is really hard to stay on top of the garden when, 3 days go by that you can't come out into it because it's raining. And then 3 days go by of it growing insanely because it's raining. So I'm literally coming out. I haven't worked in my garden for the last 3 days, like extensively, and that's a lot during this time of year. I mean, you're coming into a different garden after 3 days of not actually getting work done. I've been out here a few times. I've come out and harvest some stuff, but I've not been able to like really get on the to-do list. That's a nice one, Ben.
This one?
Yeah. So I was training these Armenian cucumbers back up onto the trellis, and I hope they'll take to it pretty quick. Then I was noticing here that the squash, which I had harvested nothing a week ago from, I just looked in here and look at that.
Wow.
Can you go put it in side by side? Let's see. There's a few more little babies in here, but I think I'll let them go longer. They're only a couple inches each. Also, another lovely development is that my rutabagas, which really had like next to no roots a week ago, I guess decided to start making them, and with the rain have grown really fast. Check that out. So this is getting on the menu probably starting tonight. So lush. Everything is just crazy lush. What are you asking about, brother? That's called a canna, which those are really high up, but if you come over to this one, you can cut some of those flowers. I don't know how long they'll last in water, but we could try and learn.
What if he just jumped up and stinged me?
He won't. Look at those daylilies.
Mom, are those good bouquets?
Wow, what a mess. A glorious mess. So I'm pruning, and I have noticed a couple of my plants have this going on where they look normal and then the top is like super stunted, getting crispy, black, all of that. It's either mosaic virus or curly top virus. Either one is contagious, and this is not great. So gardener story time. My apron's falling off. The first year that I grew a bunch of tomatoes, I didn't prune them at all. And this was in Arkansas. It's humid and hot. And I ended up with blight and, a number of things that my plants were sickly. And I remember in I think it was like mid to late June, I posted some pictures on like a gardening forum online being like, what's wrong with my tomatoes? What can I do to help it? And all of these very seasoned gardeners were like, you have to pull it out. And I was just devastated. Now, I actually ended up going in and assessing. This is disease that unfortunately you need to just go ahead and pull it out. Not just pull it out, pull it out. I personally throw it in the burn pile. There is an argument that a really hot compost pile will kill any sort of bacteria or virus. We do static composting, which means we're not managing our browns and greens to the point that it stays at an ideal temperature. It may get kind of cool. And so that's why I burn it, because I'm not going to guarantee that my compost is ideal. So the disease like this definitely needs to come out. I've got some yellowing and spots on the bottom of your tomato plants. That, to me, I do not see that as something that needs to just immediately come out. You can prune a tomato plant and still get it to grow and still get harvest. Once the blight's kind of taken over the whole plant, you might not be able to bring it back. And at some point of progression, it does start actually damaging the fruit. But that curly top virus or mosaic, here's another one that has it. This, unfortunately, does not really come back. One thing I've noticed with viruses, if you start seeing like real circular bullseye looking spots, that is typically indicative of some sort of sickness. Oh, Ben just spotted a really good one. You want me to cut it? Okay, that's fine. I'll go in. I have boots on. That's a multi-head one. You know, some of those little heads may open in the house. Here are your pruners. So there is a difference too between like some discoloration, maybe a little bit of fungal or bacterial yuck, and viruses. So it's really common for like the lower leaves on tomatoes that are getting more wet for those to get funky. And cutting those off will definitely extend the life of your plant. And you don't have to worry about burning those. That's not a spreadable thing. That's just conditional. So we got the trellis down there up. That is a beautiful flower, Benjamin.
I'm moving on 2 heads.
Okay, good eye. We've got to put this one up. I don't know how much I want to prune these without being able to tie them up. Look, see, this is another one that just like got kind of sickly. Oh, and I was going to pull this one off. Once you start seeing those bullseyes, in my experience, those typically just get worse. I'm way more liberal at just cutting things off on the bottom of the plant and still letting the plant grow. Once the top of the plant especially starts having any sort of bullseye looking spots on it, that's kind of my go to call it and pull that plant out. So Ben just asked a question. Would you like to repeat it?
What is this one?
So those little spots, I don't know if that's just from being down low or if that was a little insect that did that. And he also asked why these are curled. And the curled leaves are just a sign of stress in plants. And, you know, we've had gobs of rain. That's probably what it is. Or if it's real hot, they'll do that. That's not something to be super concerned about in most cases. All right, so if you do find yourself with a spot, you had to pull a plant out and now you have this big open space, you can root a sucker. So let's see, let me find one that's a good size for rooting. Y'all ignore my messy plants. They'll look better next time you see them. So this is a sucker. It is the little branch that comes up in the armpit of a plant, and you can take these, cut them off and put them in water, and after about a week and a half or so they'll grow roots and you can plant them. Or in the right conditions, you can just stick them in the ground. It'll be pushing it. I don't know if it'll work here because it just depends on if it gets hot again and stops raining. Now, if it's going to be raining a lot, it's a great time to just stick a sucker in the ground, because if you've got a few days of pretty steady rain, that's going to stay very well watered and it'll have no problem rooting. All right, so you don't want to go bigger than about like this. And if it's going to be real hot and sunny and not real wet, I suggest just doing this in a jar in the house, because this plant doesn't have any roots and it's trying to grow roots, and in really hot and dry conditions that's really difficult. So you'll have more success by putting it in water if it's hot. But if it's raining, it could work. I'm gonna try it just to see. Well, I was about to, I got these little clip things. They clip the tomatoes up onto the trellis. And I've used like the plastic tie tape before, but it breaks down. I've kind of just been using like recycled t-shirts and stuff like that, trying to use less plastic. Somebody sent these to me and these will last multiple seasons, and I'll be about them. They're really easy to clip on. They're nice and loose. The only other thing I'm concerned about is like how easy are they going to be to get off to be able to reuse them. So we'll see. I was about to start on this row. I just got the other row done, but I feel the rain coming back. All right, I'm going to leave those clips and pruners. You can keep your pruners. We'll go get those calla lilies. I'm going to leave those in here. But Ben asked me about garden candy, which is ground cherries, and I know they're not ready to be harvested yet. They're just tiny. They're the ones I moved out of the green stalk. Actually, I'll show you. Here they are.
Mom, once we go down to the highway, can we pick on the blueberries?
Yeah, of course. So yeah, we're ways off from eating anything from those. But, oh, hey, Josie. What's up, girl?
Where's Bosco?
Nope, that's Royal.
Oh, well.
Bosco's at Lauren's house.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about
Josie girl. But thinking about the garden candy made me think I haven't checked the tomatillos since all the rain.
garden candy.
It's not garden candy. It's like garden candy's big brother. They're called tomatillos. No, it's more for making like green salsa. Oh, they're gonna be delicious, but they're not ready yet. Check out that Bantam corn.
As soon as garden candy starts getting grown, I'm going to eat them.
You're gonna eat all of it? I don't blame you. It's delightful. Hey, can I use your clippers, please? Thank you. Let's go into the squash jungle. See what there is to be had in here. I set my camera up and failed to record. Look what we found. What did we decide that is?
A caveman club.
A caveman club. That's crazy, right?
Mom, we forgot to turn on it when we were recording.
We forgot to turn the camera on, I know. We had a whole clip of us picking this squash, and then, yeah, we had a club battle. But y'all want to hear something interesting we learned in the garden today? When you hit two massive squash together, this is the sound it makes. Yeah, I was going to eat that. The end broke off of this one, so I was just eating it. Pretty good little haul. We need something to put it, or you just want to carry it over the side by side? Oh, man.
That's making macaroni.
Alright, I wanted to peek over here and see if we have any cucumbers yet. I don't think so. It looks like it still just blossoms down low. Let's see. Oh, look! Yay! Ben! Okay, this one's still a little small to harvest, but if you want it, you can have the first tiny cucumber of the year.
It's just a tiny cucumber?
Yeah, it's just a tiny cucumber. It's probably real crisp and delightful.
Okay.
Here.
I don't like how much it hurts.
So if you just rub it on something, you can get all those spines off.
Why do cucumbers have spines exactly?
Probably to keep people from picking them and eating them. Need some salt? You can take it in and put some salt on it. I like cucumbers with salt.
Yeah, they
Got a few more little babies down there. We'll leave them to get bigger. Alright, you want to put our haul in the side by side? Ah.
Can I drive this
There's
time?
the little bit of a storm cloud coming in. Yeah, you can drive. Alright, I was telling Ben about these calla lilies because I have been picking them all. Yeah, cut them with real long stems. Alright, here, I'll hold it.
I think I need 2 for mine.
We need to get all of them. Did you call them Kylo Ren lilies? You are your father's son.
This is all bouquet by itself.
It is. It's beautiful, huh?
Kylo Lily bouquet.
There's some red glads down there if you want one of those. Okay, I'll hold this. Oh, aren't these gorgeous? I love it. And the fact that they're from the garden is even better. Yeah, why don't you get one of those red gladiolas? Cut it with a long stem. Got it?
Yeah.
All right, good deal.
So we're gonna make
Hey, your yellow banana peppers are ripening behind you. All right, there we go. Ben, you picked some beautiful flowers tonight. We should add these to all your others so we can look at them together. Wow, Ben, that's a great flower harvest.
Yeah,
That's incredible.
Now this is going to become a bouquet.
Yeah, it looks like one already. That's gorgeous.
Yeah, but it's going to become a better bouquet.
It's hard to believe you harvested all of them. Is that what you think? You gonna tell Dad what you said you were?
Dad, I'm the king of bouquets.
He's challenging Dad that he's the king of bouquets because Dad is the standing king of bouquets. Dad does beautiful cut flowers. And Ben, go hold it up where Dad can see it.
That is fantastic.
But I'm going to...
He did that. He picked all those flowers out together.
That's really good. In a statement of I didn't have a couple of greenhouses full of predetermined cut flowers that are just like easy to cut. I had to go forage in the wilderness. I had to stop on the side of dangerous highways to harvest my flowers. So it's got to give me some brownie points.
Well,
Your bouquet is definitely prettier, but mine took more grit.
Well, this is gonna be like 2 bouquets.
I think it looks pretty awesome all together.
It does.
Well, I'm gonna have to organize everything.
Yeah, that's good.
All right. Well, dinner's ready.
All right. All right, Ben, let's come say bye to our friends. Hey, Bear, back up, back up. All right, guys, thank you for hanging out with us today. We bless you. Until next time.